貧血
川上さん川上さん
Why do some people in Japan hate this movie? I watched a Netflix movie called Kate recently. It's currently number 2 in the top 10 movies on trending. And because I'm incapable of having an opinion of my own and constantly need the internet's validation on whether or not my opinion is valid, I decided to do some extremely intense Googling to see what the internet thinks of this movie. And here is what I found. Apparently, some people in the Japans don't like this movie. Kate is brought to you by the same people behind Atomic Blonde. The movie is about a female John Wick that has a fetish for stabbing Asian men. It's basically a low-budget John Wick movie, but without the interesting cast, story, and instead of Keanu Reeves fighting, it's a woman. Now, because I'm a big fan of movies with the females, and I absolutely love equality, I decided to watch this movie.
That's very nice of you!
Kate is a forgettable movie with some really cool action sequences, and there are quite a few scenes of Asian men getting stabbed. Like, a lot, which is kind of a turn on for some reason, but that's not what people were complaining about. You see, the movie takes place in the Japans. And some people felt like it was a stereotypical version of what people in the West think Japan is like. Let's look at some review snippets posted on Kotaku, which translated these reviews. Kate's concept does closely resemble Tarantino's 2003 film Kill Bill, but here is a movie that clearly displays the lack of progression in the depiction of Japan over the past 18 years. This is truly a Japanese stereotype extravaganza as thought up by a foreigner. Ya goddamn foreigners! Another post reads, inevitably when Japan appears in Hollywood movies, it quickly becomes cyberpunk. It's as though a bit of Blade Runner has been added to reality, and this type of movie is already in the way of becoming a genre called Wrong About Japan. On today's episode of Wrong About Japan, let's look at this question from Jeremy on Quora. Is it true that in Japan, women are looked down upon? A bit of a controversial one there, Jeremy, but great question. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's a 7. It seems like some people didn't like how Japan was depicted in the movie. The reality is movies and streaming services nowadays have a global audience, and if a movie is going to largely take place in a city or a country, they are required to do their research and get elements of that place right. Otherwise, you'll end up like this.
They disagree with everything I say.
That's the French way. They're very disagreeable.
Here's the thing, there's a popular scene in the first Transformers movie where they depict the country of Qatar as a small sandy village that has absolutely no technology. Now, I'm not saying that these kind of areas don't exist in Qatar. I'm not from there and I just don't know whether they do or don't. What I realized when I watched that scene is, as a teenager, is that this is what the world thinks the entire Middle East looks like. It's got villages, sand, and robot scorpions. That scene stayed with me, and I've had the privilege of being able to afford to travel and meet people from different parts of the world. And what I've noticed is that apart from people knowing that Dubai is this super extravagant and rich city, the gist of it is that a lot of people do think that the entire Middle East looks like that. The thing is, no one really had a problem with that scene. None of my family did, none of my friends did. I didn't see any articles about it. That scene made me realize that movies aren't always gonna depict areas and other countries accurately. If you want to depict Toronto in a movie, show the CN Tower. If you're in San Francisco, show the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you're anywhere in the Middle East, just show a sandy village with a giant robot scorpion.
Unlike my mother, I stereotype.
It's faster.
But things are changing now, and as streaming services make movies easier to access, your audience isn't just the US or China anymore. It's everyone. I'm just saying, I can empathize with the feeling that where you're from isn't being depicted appropriately. Now, having said that, I don't see any problems with the depiction of Japan in this movie when compared to other action movies like Kill Bill and Wolverine. I've never been to Japan, but if there really is a problem with this movie, then there was a problem with those movies too. But who cares what I think? I'm just a goddamn foreigner. What are your thoughts on the Netflix movie, Kate? Did you think it was offensive? Let me know in the comment sections below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.